You know what else I love about being black too? It's like no matter where you go, the head nod. Hey, like within the country, it don't matter. It don't matter. Like you can
Like
always
the unwritten.
you can always find acceptance.
I love the universal
Right.
head nod.
So
I
like,
love that about us.
It could be said that we are now in the Kendrick Lamar age, and when everyone is singing Not Like Us, a very simple question that comes up is, who exactly is us? And depending on who you ask, it's a socioeconomic group, it's a racial group, it is a skin color group. But one thing that I've come to understand in my 40 some odd years of being on this planet is that it's very difficult to group people, especially black people, by socioeconomic group, by racial group, or even by skin color. I've learned actually in my older age that we have to group people by something else.
So I don't date American black men. I have never dated an American black man, and my reasons are quite simple. So a few days ago, I made a video about coffee dates, and I basically talked about how I would never accept a coffee date as a first date. I think it's low effort and it's just not my thing. Surprisingly enough, and I was genuinely surprised, 98% of the commenters and the people that were upset were American black men. So shocked because I didn't think that video would land on their For You page, but it did, and hundreds of them, hundreds, were crying on my shoulder over the fact that I would not drink bean juice on a first date with a man or with anyone.
If you watch my videos, you'll notice that the N-word is noticeably absent from not only the videos that I play, I try my best to edit them out, but I don't use it, especially in public. And the reason why I don't use it is because, simply put, it's a word that invites all kinds of difficult problems to solve, and at least from my standpoint, it's easier to just not use the word. Therefore, I don't have to invite the difficulties that come along with the word. But equally troubling is an emerging T word. And this is a word that many African Americans or FBA or whichever synonym you'd like to use for that uses to describe people that are not the same as us, or quote unquote not like us. As I've learned to see the world in shades of gray, I've come to understand that both of these words are not helpful for the same reason. They don't really get anything done, and all they really do is invite strife, which for me is reason enough not to use them.
They were in my comments calling me all types of names, saying that I'm a gold digger and saying that I'm this and that. And then unprovoked, they started attacking me for my looks. By the way, I was so nice in that video. I did not insult anyone in that video, but they were insulting me. They were coming at me for my skin color, saying that I'm too dark and that I shouldn't have any standards. They were coming at me for my Afrocentric features. They were coming at me because I have an Afrocentric hairstyle in. Black American men honestly have this habit of attacking black women for the way that they look, especially if you are a darker skinned woman or you have more Afrocentric features. They will attack you.
I have mixed feelings looking at this particular video because in a way I think she's being disingenuous because heck, there's a lot of money in going viral, and I'm probably even helping her go viral by covering her video. But maybe that's part of her motivations for saying something that's so incredibly outlandish. But the other part of it is that even though we're all people of color, you can clearly see she doesn't identify in any form or fashion with African American men, and yet still she's saying that this is a characteristic trait of Black American men, that we don't value beauty in our sisters and our daughters and our mothers, and that is simply not true. There's nothing further from the truth. There are no group of men on the planet that sanctify or worship, if you will, our mothers more than black men. And even with our immediate family, our sisters and our daughters, we don't tell them that they're not beautiful. As a matter of fact, we're probably the group of men that are least likely to say anything negative about the physical appearance of the women in our family. But I think she has ulterior motives in maybe trying to appeal to another group of men as, please come and date me because I have some characteristics that maybe overlap yours in terms of how we think about African American men.
So reading the comments and watching the stitches, it brought up a discussion between me and my parents about why I don't date American black men. American black men generally do not value courtship, traditionalism, or even marriage. And I'm not saying that all American black men are like this, but a large majority are. They will berate you, break you down, and take advantage of you. I don't know why, but the sight of seeing a black woman, a dark-skinned black woman, having standards really does bother them.
I feel like when black people see each other in certain environments that maybe it's not really common for them to be at, but you both find yourself in that environment, they always give that nod of approval, like, I acknowledge you, my brother.
I acknowledge you that you're here and there's not many of us.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it was her purpose to go viral with this series of TikToks that she did talking poorly of African American men. So I guess I'll acquiesce and introduce her to you. Her name is Eshioma. I think I'm saying it correctly. And as you can see from the flag at the bottom, she is proudly Nigerian. Another commenter says, I'm Haitian and I sponsor this video. American black males aren't used to seeing black women live a soft life. They never saw it happen for their black mothers. Stay away from them, not all, but majority. Black men as a whole in America have not accomplished anything for their people. Sure, a few in sports entertainment have made it individually, but 60% are not good weight, and they know it.
Having standards really does bother them. Maybe it's because in their mind, nobody ever talks about this, but they believe black women, dark-skinned black women, deserve crumbs. Colorism is real, and they think that we deserve crumbs and that we shouldn't have any standards. I mean, I was getting so many messages and comments saying, you're dark-skinned, why do you have all these standards? The only reason why that video got them really upset was because it basically told them to do better. And they do not take well at all to being told to do better, as you can clearly see. And it's because they are not required to. They are used to giving women nothing, giving women crumbs, but then receiving the world back. So when they were watching my video, they were so upset. They were like, oh, no. You want me to take you on a proper date? A proper date when all I'm used to is inviting women back to my house, or inviting women on a nature walk as a first date, or inviting women to my car to link and smoke? You want me to actually put in effort? No, I'm not used to that at all. They are literally in my comments saying, what makes you think you deserve a meal? You need to prove yourself. And when American black men say that you need to prove yourself, that just basically means you need to go through hell and back with him.
If you look at a majority of American black men closely at their outer appearance, they are not attractive. Followed by basic education, small finances, out of wedlock children, greed is their priority. Having standards really gets them riled up. It's hilarious. How many black men did you interact with, date, research, gather data on to come to this conclusion? The creator says, it really doesn't matter how you feel. I do not date American black men, and that's not changing. Is it by force? Arguing with the girls about it won't change that. And now for her dismount.
They don't want to put in the effort because they're lazy, they are entitled, and they are cheap. And don't get me wrong, it's not all American black men that are like this. It's just the large majority. And that is a problem because the majority of black American women prefer black American men, but there are not enough good black American men to go around.
I want to take a second to say directly to Mr. Z that I used the T word in his chat as a joke after a particular stream, and upon further reflection, I realized that it's just not a word that I want to be associated with. So I would like to directly say that I apologize for using that word in your chat, even as a joke. What I've come to understand is that just like we can't use black or African American as not just a political term, but a term to identify ourselves by who we are and who we can work with, we can't really do it the same with people of color. We're always going to have different groups of people that are going to have their differing viewpoints, and you're also going to have some people that are going to quote unquote virtue signal to not want to be associated with said group. As crazy as it sounds, Martin Luther King told us, judge a man by the content of his character, not by the color of his skin. And one thing that we're starting to notice, or at least I'm starting to notice in my advancing age, is that I sometimes have more in common with hardworking people of other races than I do with people of my own race that want to sling terms that don't really help anything. Are you helping me learn more about the world? Are you helping me become more educated? Are we trying to help each other get to the same destination? Are we trying to help other people together? Because these things have more in common than just having the same skin color. If a Mexican Latino guy is going to help me and we're going to study together, hey, that's a guy I can work with. That's the guy that's in my camp. And I would prefer that guy to a guy that's got the same color or ethnicity as I do, but is not going to do anything but throw around words that don't help anyone. Maybe it's a difficult thing to take, but the us, for me, is people that are in my corner helping me get to where I'm trying to go. Color be darned. Thanks for watching, like, subscribe, comment below. I'll catch you in the next video. Take care.